up? What up? What up? What up? OSpeaks. If you're new here, like, subscribe, share. I am on day 5 of this drawing. It looks a little warped. That's because I'm kind of at an angle. So please ignore that. um, Something's going on. There it is. Okay, everything's popping up late. I don't know what's going on. For some reason, my StreamYard is not showing these comments. So I don't know what's going on. It's acting funky. You know what? Let me back out and come right back in. What's up, Lou? I'll be right back. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Right. There it is. Okay. Now I can see all the comments. So you can see I did the last comment twice because it wasn't showing up on my StreamYard. But for whatever reason, I'm back. We back. Hope you all had a great Christmas. Happy New Year. I think Christmas was the last day I did this. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm over here drawing. I put the new art channel on there. It won't let me go live yet for some reason. But I put the new art channel up here. Subscribe to that. That's where this artwork will be getting done for the most part. You see, because I also going to be doing TikTok once it's available, and Twitch and Rumble, and I'll be able to leave this channel just for politics and stuff. Let's see. Looks like everything is ready. Pull this down. We're not. Let me fix this. It still says Merry Christmas. All right, so there's the banner, and we ready. All right. I cannot find my lambskin. I keep saying I'm going to buy another one. I could not find it in Michael's the other day, and I'm not really sure. I didn't really look that hard, but I'm not sure they sell it. I don't know what's going on. So today I'm going to try using just a regular towel to do my shading. We'll see if this works. I don't like tissue. I know Lou likes tissue. I don't like it because of the effects. That's not bad. All right, that's not that bad. It's not as good as the lamb. The lamb gets in between all of the texture on the paper. Let's get going. Same tools as always. Let me move this. To sharpen my charcoal. Old school. These you really. It's not really good to use these with charcoal because it'll eat your pencil up. It eats the charcoal up. It's too soft. It can't really handle that. So what I use is an X-Acto knife. 2B, 4B, 6B, white charcoal, and clear. Haven't used that yet. I will be using that on this. Regular eraser for hard erasing, and then kneaded erasing for dabs, for larger areas. Kneaded eraser is very important. Very important. I use stumps. Some people don't like using them. I love using the stump. I have this kind, which again, this is just rolled up paper, and then I have the small kind, which I'll be using when I'm doing more detail later. We're almost there. Yeah, we're almost there. I don't have, this side's fatter than this side, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of adjusting, but we're almost there. So once we get this done, we'll be able to actually start doing some real shading, real shade work, and some details. So we are almost there. Let me get my 4B. That's my 6. All right. So let's go back here so I can see comments if people say anything. All right, now I can see comments. I could see my reference, and we get back to drawing. Been a while. Hope you guys had a happy New Year. I had a great New Year. We spent from Christmas, the day after Christmas, all the way till New Year's Day camping. Got a new tent. Pretty awesome. If that thing's ridiculously huge, we got to figure that out. I don't know if we need that much tent. It's massive. Let's see. Let me smoothing all of this out. I'm still gonna have to use this stuff and clean this up. You can see a lot of the lines still because I kind of just sketched it out. I also still have to work on the shape of the head because most likely his head's gonna come off of this page. Uh, I was when I do all of this, I do general shapes. I don't. It's not really all that accurate. Um, that's actually not that bad. But I get general shapes, and then as I go in, I start doing more of the other work, the details and the shade and all that. I'm just smoothing all this out, and we're almost at the stage of doing this part down here. What up, man? What up, Dre? What's going on, man? Appreciate you for stopping by. Um, let's see. When I got to figure this out because my easel is, you can't really see it. I don't want to really move the whole thing. The paper is right here, but if you can see, this is the end of my easel, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to move this up. I can use the clips, and hopefully that does really good. I did. I look at all those art. Checked all of those art things. Those are really good, really good. But my paper comes down way past about 4 inches under where my easel is, so I'm gonna have to move this up at some point. But I'm gonna finish this up here first. Not finish, but get the overall gist of this first, and then I'm going to work my way down it. And maybe I should just get this to at least where this level is, and then I can move it. So let me actually do that real quick. Somebody asked me last time if I had clips. I absolutely have clips. I have clips all over this thing. So bring this up so I can work on this bottom part today. And so I'll probably ignore mostly up here and just work on this bottom part here. And let's get it. Oh, reference. So it does not look, because of the angle. Because of the angle, it looks weird. This looks further back. This looks closer, but that's because the angle of the camera. But this is the reference. I haven't even started shading, dude. But I appreciate that. I really do. This is the reference that we're using today. And for those of you who have not been here before, this is my father who passed away in October. And this is good, really, really good therapy for me. So let's see. We started this drawing, and we're just going to be doing this every Tuesday and Thursday. So for right now, I'm working on this drawing, but after I'm done with this, I'm gonna keep going with this. Man, there's a delay going on right now. All right, so this is the reference. This is what we're actually drawing. So it's nowhere near that yet, not even close. So just so you guys have an idea of what we're doing here. There we go. Again, it's on an angle. Man, I don't want the camera to fall, so I really don't want to lift it up. But yeah, we'll leave this alone for now. We'll leave it alone for now. Cool. All right. So I still have the reference up. I can see the reference. You guys really can't. Let me move it over. I should have did that earlier. Yeah, I'll leave it. It's good. All right. So top lip is good. It's actually pretty good aligned. I may have to chop this off here, but I'm not. Let me do that now. Get that over with. Other than this, it's actually the lining is good, so I can actually start. This needs work. I worked on it last time. We go here, got this. Actually, no. I wasn't doing that bad. So I can actually start bringing this stuff in. Let's see. This is all right. So I need to bring this, either bring this in or bring this out. It have fat cheeks, but they're not. This one's too big. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it is this. This one looks right too. It looks lopsided to me for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why it looks lopsided to me right now. Because this shading is higher than this one, so that's right. Let me darken this, and maybe that'll help me get past this. Because if I can't get past this, I won't be able to move forward. I really start once I see something, I have to fix it. I can't just ignore it. But I can trick myself by by temporarily doing something that makes me that keeps my eye from staring at it. What you working on? Like graphic stuff, or you actually physically drawing? Okay, so see, this is going to help me because this is balancing out this. Now I can ignore it. It sounds weird, but now I can ignore it, and it won't bother me. It won't bother me anymore. So we're going to bring in this, and I can start bringing in the lip. I actually have the lip kind of lined up. All right, well, let's do it. I need to get his actual chin line, and maybe that'll satisfy my eye because my eye's bothering me. It's really messing with me. Perhaps for a few days. Ah, nice charcoal. Charcoal is for me. It's fun. I really enjoy charcoal. The next drawing I'm going to be doing on here is going to be pencil / graphite, but I really do charcoal. I enjoy the most. I think it's just because you can do more. You can do more with it. Here, cut in, and then he's got a line here. The line starts here. All right, let's come back down here. Now he's got the regular. Come across. It'll come across. You guys probably can't see what I'm doing right here, but I can. And then once I start shading, you'll see a little bit better. He's got a shirt on. We'll even capture a little bit of that. I'm not really interested in a shirt. Is it like a portrait type of charcoal drawing, or? No. I'm not really interested in the shirt, but it's there. So I can't just ignore it. I got Gang Star stuck in my head today. My daughter, I don't know how she finds the music that she finds, but she sent me a song earlier. She said this is her theme music for the next. I forgot what she said. Ooh, sceneries. It's tricky with charcoal. Depends on how big you're doing it, I guess. Scenery can be tricky with charcoal just because of the hard lines. So there's no lines in a face. You're not going to see any actual lines, but there are lines in nature. So when you're doing trees and structures, you'll have to get those lines in it. You'll definitely need to use a ruler or T-square or something like that. I mean, I guess you can freehand it, but it's just trickier because it's harder to sketch with charcoal. All of it. I'm gonna shade back here anyway, so I'm not gonna see all these lines. Actually, you guys can't see these lines anyway. You probably can see this nonsense. But so she brings me, she texts me a song, and I started laughing because I make playlists. I make a lot of music playlists. Andre knows this. I make a lot of music playlists, and out of nowhere, she sends me a text saying, "This is my new theme music." Until further notice, and it's a song called "Work," which is hilarious because that's Gangstar, and that song came out in the '90s. I think she said '98. I guess she had never heard it. I got her up on a lot of hip hop. Her favorite, she's 25, she'll be 26 this year. She's huge on Wu Tang. Um, so she knows Far Side, she knows Tribe, she knows a lot of older stuff. But somehow she came across Gangstar, and I got a Gangstar playlist, and I was just curious to see how she even heard that song. And somehow it got to her, and she really likes that song. So I sent her a whole playlist of it and told her, Gangstar, they make hip hop anthems. They don't make regular songs. Like it's something you're never gonna forget, like the tracks. And Work is one of the great ones, but Now Your Mind is one of my favorites. Check the Technique, um, Owners. I mean, they had so much. They had so many anthems. Rest in peace to Guru. It is very it's very funny watching her learn the older music, and I just love that she knows it now. I love that. I mean, she's always had. She's really one of the more versed people on music, and she's young. That's what makes it so cool seeing her learn, or not even learn, her discover '90s music is hilarious. 1998, that's when it came out. And I'm like, she's like, I don't know. I guess maybe through a reel or something. I forgot exactly where she said she heard it, but I just thought it was hilarious getting sent Gangstar by my 25-year-old daughter, who was not alive when they were huge. I have to come up on this. But with that said, Check the Technique has been stuck in my head ever since she set me Work, which I love that song too. But I listened to a couple Gangstar songs, and now those premier DJ Premier tracks get stuck in my head. They just can't. Like I can't get it out until I listen to it again. I will be, yeah, it'll be in my head all until I listen to it. I'm not gonna go too much into here yet. I wish I could play music and do this, because that's usually how I usually talk to myself and play music when I'm drawing. But obviously YouTube, they won't like that. I think I was telling Lou last time, I always shade in the direction that the skin's lying. So obviously the lips are going up and down like this. So I'm going to shade like that. I never shade sideways on an area that's going to go like this. Whatever way the skin lays, I do the same thing. I'll shade this way across the nose and shape it that way. It just, for whatever reason, it's always worked for me. So that's just how I do it. It was never taught to me to do that. I just always have done it. Um, I almost forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I lost the time. My wife was like, "What time you going live?" I was like, "Oh crap!" It was already 6 something. So I jumped on the computer and set the live. It's boring. It's weird, and I know it's weird because I wasn't taught like this, but it's always been what was comfortable for me. So I was taught the traditional way with the lines, doing the structure, the lines, keeping a line this way, um, perspective. Uh, that I just never. I don't know. That never. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying it never was comfortable for me. I think it's going to come up further, but we'll see. Underneath here, we have a line, and we have another one. I may have to move this over. We'll see. So down here, because there's not so many details. This is where I like to use again, I'm using just a regular rag, but normally I have a lambskin that I use for shading. This doesn't leave any residue either, so it's not bad. This may be a thing for me going forward. There's no, the thing I hate about tissue is the residue. It drives me crazy. I don't like wiping it off. And this doesn't really have that. So when I realized I couldn't find my lambskin, I was like, I gotta use something because I don't want to use a stump because it'll end up looking like this up here. You can't see it, but it gets too choppy in larger areas. That's where I use. I won't say that's where you. That's where I use um, these kinds of things. I never used the motorized eraser. I don't know nothing about that. Sounds cool. Oh, so here's a perfect example. You see these lines, Lou? With a tissue underneath here, you risk having a fingerprint come through the tissue. With the lambskin, and even with this, I don't have to worry about that. It's really hard getting fingerprints off of paper, especially if you're drawing and you're using charcoal. You can't draw over it. You just have to really. You, ah, it's been so long. I don't even remember how I used to get rid of them. But when you get a fingerprint, you really have to pretty much shade over it, like and draw dark, and it still stands out. So that's why I don't. I outside of the residue, that's my other reason for not being able to use tissue, whether it's paper towels, hand tissue. Toilet paper is actually not as bad, but you still get residue that I just don't like. It drives me crazy. But once we bring this down. Once we get into actual shading, um, it'll you'll see why I can't use tissue. But this is not bad. I really like this. So I know my wife got these from Walmart. She's got a bunch of yellow ones, but it's thick and like I said, it doesn't come up. I like this. Let me just rewash this and keep using this. And the cool thing about this is I can use clean areas or I can use this area. The only reason I would use this area is if I'm covering up like this. But if I wanted to start new shading, I could just go here and it's not smearing anything. So this is actually good. Yeah, I may have accidentally discovered something. We have accidentally discovered something that I like. We'll see. But it also, yeah, it lifts some of the darkness too. So this is actually not bad. Let me bring all this down. Yeah, I can control. Yeah, I like this. I can control the shading. Um, how do I explain what I just said? Uh, it doesn't overly smear. I guess that's what I'm saying when I say I can control it. I can pull it down and not have to touch this lighter line that's over the lip. I like that. That's a different type of control that you don't have with even with, well, I can do it with a smaller stump, but I don't even have to pull those out. I like that. This is cool. This is very cool. You shape the tissue while it's wet. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I seen I think you may have sent me a video. I was gonna say I seen a guy do that. Uh, he really wets the whole thing with graphite. I did that, and that's how I got. You know what? With graphite, that's a really good technique because you can get a true black, and that's difficult because graphite's silver, like a grayish silver. So I wet when I was doing this self portrait. I wet. It looks shiny because that's the one thing about graphite is you can't see. All right, so this is probably the best angle. I wet it in order to get this smooth like this. You can't get that with just doing like this. You can't get that with a stump. You can't get that even with tissue. But if you wet it like you're saying, that's a really good technique. A really good technique. So when I was doing this one, I was able to use that. And I want the only reason I wanted to do this is because I wanted to get this in there, and I wanted to play obviously with hands, and I always like playing with materials, so that's what that's all about. But yeah, you can. It's solid, dude. It looks warped, but that's the paper. But you don't see any kind of pencil lines in here because I was able to wet it like that. Can't get the anyway. So yes, I the wet technique I've done before. I just don't use it with charcoal. Um, I don't even know. I guess you can. I'm scared of fingerprints. That's all I know. I'm scared of fingerprints. I don't want to ever deal with that because it's a headache for me. Where's my six? Where's my six? I just had my six. Yeah, so I don't like fingerprints. Those they drive me crazy. Hey, Miss Genesis, how you doing? So yeah, that taught me a valuable lesson. You always know what you do want, but I learned what I do not want, and I never, ever, ever want to deal with fingerprints again. But I have really good drawings that are just ruined. Well, I say ruined it, but most people don't see stuff that I see. I like to be satisfied when I'm done with a drawing. And if I have something like that, it just drives me crazy. It will absolutely drive me crazy. Let's come down here. My it's the same instructor I always talk about, Luann Burkhart. She taught me something about balancing your drawings out. And I used to do it, I just didn't know I was doing it. But making sure you have a darker area that is like a foundation to the drawing can change an entire drawing. Contour lines, if you shade in the back, are important. Otherwise, I don't care for them. She always did them anyway, but yeah, the contour lines are important if you're going to do shading in the background. It's an extra OCD. Maybe, but no, but I see it, and I don't want to see that. I don't want to see my fingerprint on a drawing. Like, no, we ain't doing that. Let's come up this way. But yeah, when she taught me that, I like I said, I did it, but I didn't realize that I was framing the drawing. I just never thought about it that way. I just thought that it balanced things out. So back in the day, I wouldn't even worry about this bottom part. I wanted to do the face and the eyes. That's all I cared about. But I started paying more attention after she taught me that. This is coming down straight. Let's go dark here so we can solidify this. We're gonna put I'm gonna make these harder lines so I don't have to. And I think it is OCD because I start getting distracted by things that I think are mistakes, even when I know that they're correctable and that I know I'm gonna get back to them. And it will. Haunting is, I guess, a good word. It will just bother me and bother me and bother me. Even when I'm in here correcting stuff. All right. I'm gonna have to go around and pull this thing up. This is too far. I need to be able to see the reference better. Sorry. I just need to pull it closer to the actual. All right, that's better. This is the real line. Yeah, man, send it. I'll look at it. So when we went camping over the break, it was a windy day that took out our old tent. That tent we've had for like 5 years, 6 years. It used to be able to handle anything. Like we've camped in 45 mile per hour winds, but I think it just got old and couldn't handle that anymore because it took some damage and we were only in like 20 mile per hour winds. We did have big gusts up to like, I think the gusts got up to like 35, 40 mile per hour, but for whatever reason, our tent was like, yeah, I'm done. I think we abused that thing because we essentially lived in that thing for the whole week. Um, it just couldn't take the wind this time. The good thing is my wife is crazy and she had already ordered a replacement. Not necessarily a replacement, but she had already ordered another tent. That thing is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but hey, it is what it is. That thing we can move into. That's like an apartment. It's got 3 rooms. A tent with 3 rooms. Yeah, we always go off the water. Always, always, always. I don't like camping out just in the woods. I like camping where there's trees, paths, and water. That's what we have. So we go to the same place almost all the time. We're gonna start traveling a little bit to do it. Um, but yeah, I need to hear that sound at night, the water sound. It's funny because where we go, it's always there's these, I don't know what kind of birds they are, but they're always fighting over territory, and you can hear them things all night. Ah, ah. That'll drive you crazy, but once you get used to that noise, it's very, 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 very not. I can't think of anything that's more relaxing. I really can't. I really can't. But yeah, they be fighting over territory. And then there's a raccoon that I always got to scare off because he's I mean, we're invading his space, right? But he likes to come check out when he smells the food. So every time my wife cooks, I go outside. I don't even tell her anymore because she probably wouldn't like that. She would after she's done cooking, I go out there. There's a couple couples that we go with. The other one, they have to shine a flashlight outside of their tent so the raccoon doesn't go searching their stuff. But I always, it's not bad. I just go out there and let him know. I flash the light, and he you could see the little eyes. You can see all the deer. You can see whatever other critters out there because their eyes glow in the dark iridescent. So I go out there. I shine my phone at the raccoon. I just do like a flicking motion, and he takes off. He leaves. He doesn't bother us. No, yeah, it's 3 room tent. Oh, Miss Genesis, you wouldn't believe it. You would not believe this thing. When we got it, when she got it, she was showing me videos on all that. I didn't think it was that big, but the one we got is actually a medium according to her, which is insane. She's like, "You want to get this one or this one?" And I just chose the smaller one. That thing is still mad. That thing's like 18 feet long. Uh, no, it's got to be longer than that. It's got to be longer than that because it's like 12 feet or 14 feet wide across this way. My son can run around in a damn tent, which is insane. But yeah, it's 2 sections. So there's a front section, and then you can cross into the back section. The back section, we sleep in the back section of the back section, which is, I'll tell you, that tent is insane. I would post it, but then people, not on YouTube, not on YouTube. Maybe on IG I'll post it because I'm private on there. But yeah, man, that tent it's really nice. She doesn't like it, so she's already ready to replace it. But yeah, it's huge. It's about as long as a bus, dude. I'm not exaggerating. I can. So, like I said, there's sections, right? So the whole front end, there's windows all around in the tent, and you can. What we're going to be doing is cooking in the front area, and then when people come over, we gather up there and eat up there in that front area. and then you can go through a sectional, and then you go to the back area. And there's about 12 by 12 area where my son can be crazy and be him. And then there's a area right behind that's about another 12 by 12 where we sleep. We have our cots and his cot. I think he's getting kicked out of that area though. So yeah, it's yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Yeah, people are crazy. But yeah, so we're gonna be going back out. I think MLK weekend. I believe it's MLK weekend. We're going back out, and that'll be the first full trip with this tent because we got this one about 4 days into camping. That's when it came. They shipped it. So we went back into the city to pick it up. I was supposed to get it, but my wife, of course, was too excited, so she wanted to go with. Then we ended up having to set it up at night, which sucks. Especially for the first time we'd ever set it up. But it wasn't bad because we had people there. They were helping. They helped us. Son. Oh no. I thought my son sent the request for his iPad. He needs to be asleep at 8:30. But yeah, it was a great trip. I don't interact with the animals. I'm scared of the deer because I never know when they're, well, I don't know what you call it, when they're in heat. I don't know what you call it. But the males are big, dude. The males are huge. So I ain't trying to get rammed by no deer. I don't want to, and I don't want to shoot a deer. So I stay away from them. I stay away. It's not heat. I think it's I don't know what you call it. There's a term for it, but they're very aggressive during that time. I haven't seen any hogs yet, but there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them out there. Yeah, man, we do that regularly. This is the time of year where we're out there several times, like two times a month. That's the goal. We got a bunch of other people hooked on it now, so they go too. All right, so I got the shape down. This is not bad. I'm not. Oh, this is okay. Maybe when I start getting the shade, I'll be more excited. Okay, yeah, actually, this is already helping. I was seeing too much. I was seeing too many of the charcoal strokes. I think that's what was bothering me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna post some pictures on IG. Because that thing is ridiculous. That tent is ridiculous. It's really nice though. I can't lie. But it's not exactly what she wanted, so I think she's gonna send it back, and then we'll get the one she does want. I have it. So, Ms. Genesis, I already have the channel. I don't know. I was trying to set it up today. I couldn't find the stream key. So I don't, maybe because it's a new channel and I don't have enough followers or something to go live on there. I don't know. I couldn't find a stream key. And I know how to get that stuff because I've done it with this channel. I've done it with Rumble. I've done it with Twitch. But for whatever reason, I can't find the stream key. And maybe I can only do verticals. I don't know what the reason is. But I'm going to figure that out before Thursday for sure because my original plan for today was I was gonna post on this channel saying that we're live and then just link it over to that one and then not even go live on this one because I can't, for some reason it won't let me stream more than 3 locations. It's saying I have to pay more, but I've always streamed more than 3 locations, so I don't know what that's all about. I gotta look at that. I gotta look into that. And it may be because it's another YouTube channel, and it did keep trying to log into Google, and it's not a Google email that I'm using. I don't know. I gotta look at it and figure that out because that's the channel I want to use for this. And then when I'm able to use TikTok, I'm going to be doing the same there. So I really need to figure that out before that happens. So I got 30 days. It's not even 30 days anymore to figure that out. Feedback? Feedback. Mm-hmm. I don't know how there's feedback. Sure, that's not just me hitting the canvas. I don't know how there's feedback. You're sensitive to all that stuff. You're hypersensitive to stuff. You have a different type of OCD than I got visual OCD. You got audio OCD. You hear everything. Feedback. I don't know. I don't know how there's feedback. There's nothing. I don't know. There's nothing around it. You don't hear feedback, and he's, well, I guess that's not a good example because he's wearing hearing aids. He can't hear. But he should hear feedback. I sound scratchy. Let me try this. Turn the audio. Turn it back on. I don't know. I don't know how to not make it sound scratchy because I haven't done anything with the mic. I'm sure I'll hear it later. I posted a short earlier that acted crazy on YouTube. I had to re-upload it. So maybe it's YouTube. I don't know. I should have got some Vine charcoal. That's what I should have got. That would have made this a lot easier. You'll hear it on the replay. Yeah, I don't know. Is it bad? Like, is it really bad? Is it something I need to fix right now? But if I need to fix it, I'll fix it. It's a blessing. Yeah, you got to hear feedback. It won't be cursed like Miss Genesis. Cursed with hearing everything. Her kids can't get away with anything. I hear you. Yeah, I like this. I like this rag. I like this. I really do like it. I thought this was going to annoy me, but it's not. I got to step back 1 second. Let's see. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not ready to tear it down yet. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to tear it down. I would have already started over if I was going to do that. I knew I was forgetting something. Sorry, I'm sharpening real quick. You can probably hear me sharpening, huh, Miss Genesis? She hears it in stereo. Oops, sorry. All right, cool. She said most people can ignore it. I'll try to ignore it. Yeah, you've always been really good with that. Like you have a really, really good ear. Were you in music or something like that? Because you've always been like that. That she was in music, singer or something like that. But she definitely got an ear. Because she used to spend half her live stream when she used to live stream. She'd spend half of it trying to fix the audio and the lights. I used to love watching those lives. You gotta do that again. I saw what you did the other day, but I used to love watching your lives. Because the things that were bothering you were so small, but they would really bother you. Miss Genesis once she redid her YouTube desk, and she had it probably in every corner of her house, trying to get it perfect. I came in one live, it's a completely different background. I go in another live, it's another different. I'm like, what are you doing? She said, I can't get the lighting right. It's like that's the light behind me. It was like 3 or 4 lives of her just trying to get the lighting right. It was hilarious. I kept trying to tell her you're causing a silhouette when you have all that light behind you. But the other funny thing about Miss Genesis when she's live is I could say that, but I need to be more articulate because she's gonna take whatever I would type literally. And so then there's a misunderstanding, and then she's responding to something I didn't mean like as a big thing. It was always fun. It was always fun being in her live. Yeah, it was always funny. It should be ready to shut the whole live down because of like, and it'd be fine. And I would tell her, no, I could see everything fine. She'd be ready to shut the whole live down. So that's how I am with drawing. She's like that with aesthetics overall, I guess. Yeah, she's hilarious, dude. I used to be right there watching. My wife be like, "Who is that?" Oh, it's a friend from the sector that I'd be in. She'd just be laughing with me. She'd be like, "Just tell her it looks fine." I told her already. She's insisting on fixing it. That was great. All right, I think I got the shape. I'm not 100% happy with it, but it's better than it's not horrible. We'll put it that way. This really stretches the charcoal too. I really like it. Be a thing going forward. I could do a whole drawing just using this. I'm not going to do any details on the lips till later. I think I can start back on the top. Let's start back. But this won't bother me as much now that it's filled in. And since this rag's doing a good job, it'll actually be much easier to do this whole top portion. You clean all this mess up. Yeah, it's blending it all real nice. I like this. Get rid of all these lines. And the lines it doesn't get rid of, I can just color back in and then go back over them and it'll smear the. Six, 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 six. I don't realize how much I use the six. Let me get me some extra 6Bs. Yeah, I like her content. She gave up too soon. She gave up on it too soon, in my opinion. I can't tell somebody that they're wrong. It's her channel, but I think she gave up too soon. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. So Lou, they sell these in the auto section at Walmart. I think you would like this more than tissue, even though I know you like tissue, but you can also wet these. And that I'm telling you, once that fingerprint thing happens to you, you're gonna regret using tissue. But this is actually pretty cool. I like this. And because this is, you know what? This is how I'm gonna end up blurring the edges. I was talking about how I really wanted to figure out how I was gonna blur the edges. I just figured out how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be using this. You guys can see what I'm doing right now, but I'm essentially dulling the edges, and it's blurring on its own, which is actually pretty cool. I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but it's actually working. They're just in the automotive section. They're for cleaning. They sell them. They most of them are yellow or blue. I don't know where we got this. This white one's it's like a microfiber type of top, type of rag, and it's cool. It's real cool, and it holds the charcoal. And I can do half the drawing just with this. Um, okay, I'm gonna go back in. So the one thing that really sucks about the tent camping, man, my back kills me for like a week. I can function, but it's rough. It's really rough for about a week. since I got this, I might as well put this outside. Might as well. Four types. You gotta stick to one, maybe two. But the cool thing about what you did though, for This Genesis, she studied, like she knew what she needed to do before she was doing it. She did a lot of research, but she helped me with it, or she gave me advice that was like on point. Um, I think that's the sound of me smearing this charcoal. I don't think it's that's the sound that it's making. That's the paper rubbing. I think. I could be wrong, but I think that's what you're hearing. Because I'm not touching it. Here's a bleeding. I'll hear it when I go back. But I think you just hear me smearing all this charcoal. I won't know until I hear it. Hopefully it's not that bad. Yeah, I hope it's not that bad. This is where crushed charcoal or vine charcoal comes in really handy. I don't have any. Because I would put it directly onto here and then just smear it. I wouldn't have to do all this extra sketching that I'm doing. I wouldn't have to do all of this. It smears really nice. But I wouldn't have to do this part of it if I had vine charcoal or if I had crushed some of it. Make sure I get rid of that double line. I'm gonna have it dark enough in the back that you won't see that. Ooh, thank God, there's a fingerprint all the way out here. All the way out here. I'm glad I already decided how dark this was gonna be. Because I already got it. But it ain't on the drawing, so that's good. Yeah, I really like this. This is very, very easy. All of this. Let me try something different. Oh. Nah, it doesn't make a difference. Need another 6B. I have to go get one tomorrow. I may have to go buy one tomorrow. This was getting too small. Sorry, Miss Genesis. My exact line. So hopefully you guys spent time with your family for the new year. I do not know how long you're going to be able to do that. So if they're there, you're blessed. Whether you get along or not, go see them. Go see them and be annoyed for a few days. At least you're around the person. So I need to come up this way with his head. My head comes out like that. His didn't. I said this before. I was blessed to be able to actually be there and sit by him that last time. What's up, G. Will? I think a lot of people, when they have beef with their family or they're arguing with people, they don't realize that that person's not going to be there forever. And if, God forbid, something happens to that person, you don't want to be harboring that guilt because you're going to feel it. I felt it, and that was when my mom passed. And it wasn't because there was any issues or anything. I just wasn't there. And I wish what you do is, or what I did, what I think a lot of people will do is they think about all the time that they had an opportunity to go visit whoever the family member is, and they don't go. And I think that's where guilt starts settling in. Like, man, I should have went this time. And that's what I did when my mom had passed. I thought about a lot of times that I had the opportunity to go and I chose work. And it's like, so you start thinking about that. And yeah, just spend time while you can. And I didn't have any issues with my mom. Like we got along. She was crazy, but I still got along with her. But knowing there was more opportunities to go back to Chicago at the time, and I didn't, and I would make the stupid excuse of, oh, I got to work. And it wasn't, I wasn't making an excuse to not go, but that was the reason I didn't go. And work is a horrible, horrible reason to not be with your family, especially if you have holidays and stuff like that. At that time, I was in retail, so that's the worst time to try to get away, but you can make it happen no matter what field you're in, even in that field. Oh, nice. You got all of them. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. That is awesome. That is awesome. It ain't easy to do because people have lives, but sometimes we need to slow that life down, whether we realize it or not. G. Will, who you guys got? Who you guys playing? Rams? Hopefully not the Seahawks. But if you're playing the Seahawks, you ain't make it to the round after that. I think you guys got the Rams. Oh, Eagles. Nice. Luck of the draw. They shouldn't even be in the playoffs. I can't believe they made the playoffs. So yeah, you got. Oh, you know what? I was talking to a friend of mine who did say that. If you guys lose to them, you deserve whatever happens. Their offense is horrible. Their play calling is horrible. Everything about them right now is just not good. Now, they did kind of have a little breakout. Not this week, the week before that, but they blew up. We got the Packers again. Hopefully we can slaughter them and be done with them. I can't stand the Packers. I didn't mind the loss that we had to the Lions to lose to, or the city at least. It was a nice little effort. I just like the effort. We've won a lot of games this year that we would have lost in every year before this. We had a lot of good wins. Very, very, very good wins. Yeah, you guys had a shootout with us. We should have won that game, but yeah, you're gonna have to figure out something because if somebody can slow your offense down, the good thing is you guys have a good offense, but if somebody can slow that down, like the Seahawks, you guys are in trouble because they have offense and defense. That's a scary team, dude. I'm not gonna pick against my team, but if I had to guess, without being a homer, I would say that it's gonna probably be the Seahawks and the. It's a tough choice between Denver and the Patriots, but I would say Denver and the Seahawks most likely. That'll be it. Yeah, that's my guess. I have no confidence in our quarterbacks, but he can make plays. Our defense does get takeaways. I just don't like. I never like relying on that. That's why we lost that Super Bowl. Rely on our defense the whole time. Yeah, that's kind of madness. A bunch of kids running around. That's awesome. I just like watching it too. I thought everybody was back now, or almost everybody was back. I love watching little kids, dude. They're so they question everything, which is what we're all supposed to do, but somewhere we lose that, and they're hilarious. I'm blessed enough to have a young son. He's only 7. He just turned 7 in November. The questions are just it's incredible watching how their minds work and seeing where their logic is coming from. And the fact that they can rationalize, it's hilarious. It really is. He says some crazy things. Even earlier, my wife made pork chops and broccoli and corn. And she was like, eat the broccoli. I think it was the broccoli. Eat the broccoli. And he's like, all right, I'm going to trust you with this. Just little things like that just kill me. It's hilarious. You ain't going to trust me with that, boy, if you don't eat. Yeah, all of them together had to be. And it's good for them, too, because they don't, like, one cool thing about when I go back to Chicago, when there's a lot of, most people are there, is my son gets to see all of the other kids, all of his cousins. They get to hang out. And that's good for him. It's the same kids that he hangs out with, quote unquote, on the iPad, but being there with them is different. It's cool. All right. right. Yeah, this I like this a lot. I wore a hole through it. That's hilarious. I wore a hole through it just for today. Yeah, negotiating with a three. You'll catch yourself like, why am I even arguing with them? If you don't get over there and pick that up, whatever it is you're arguing with them over. My son is a negotiator. He will negotiate everything. And I have one more minute. He don't even care if it's 1 minute. We'll be done arguing in that minute, and he's good because he won the negotiation. Just one more minute. Oh man. No, boy, it's time to go to bed. But you said I could do that. Ooh, what he will do? He will hold you accountable. Man. You better never tell him you're going to do anything and forget. Because he will remind you and he will be on it. But you said, like, dang, I said that 3 weeks ago. Uh-huh. He remembers everything. But it's good. It's good because these are the years where you teach them to be reliable human beings. So you have to be a reliable human being. And you can't. It's just so important. So important. Negotiate with terrorists. So you do the because I said so. My son will he will not be able to. You have I would have to rationalize because I said so with him. There's no way he could accept that. The whole time while he's doing whatever we making him do, he's gonna be asking, what do you mean because you said so? Why do you say so? Like that, those days are gone. The kids are too smart for that. They're too smart. Because you said so. That's what we used to say to get out of answering a question, but nah, this boy, I gotta explain all of that. I don't understand it. Of course you said so. Like you have to rationalize everything. Yeah, the most important for sure. But how we handle them at these ages is how they're going to grow up handling other people. That's why I was saying earlier, this boy will hold us to account, which is good because now he's going to know, okay, I have to be reliable. You can't flake. But if he's taught flaking is okay, a couple things going to be a problem. He ain't going to trust you when they get older, the girl or whoever. Your kids aren't going to, the smaller kids aren't going to trust you. They're not going to see you as a reliable person. And then they're going to grow up thinking that it's okay to flake. So everything is a lesson for them at these ages. Every little thing. You got to be on it, man. He said, why all the time? Well, there's genuine whys, and then there's whys that try and annoy you. They do that too. Why? You gotta know the difference. I could once I catch him doing it, all right, boy, go get away from me. He's just trying to start something. But when all of them are together, I like watching their personalities because they're all different. They're like their own people. You can see their personalities forming. What they think is funny, it could be not even funny at all. But they'll just crack themselves up. It's really cool. That's really cool. Oh yeah. Of course they got things. Totally. Absolutely. Gotta explain everything. But it also helps them articulate. Definitely helps them be able to articulate better. Yeah, you can't have kids that don't see you as a reliable person. That's not good. It's worse for girls. It just changes how they look at men. Period. From a father's perspective, you just have to be reliable. You have to, because it's going to show up in their relationships later, and that's not when you want stuff like that to show. I'm loving this cleaning. Yeah, that's how my middle daughter is. That's how my wife is, and that's how my son is. They need to get it out. Let them get it out, and then okay, now you're still gonna have to do the chore or whatever it is he's negotiating. He's got to get it out. So that's another thing we got to learn as adults and as parents is you can't take everything personal because they don't even. A lot of times they don't even know what they're saying is could be seen as offensive. They don't know. They want to say what they think. So we gotta have thick skin because some of the stuff they be saying. My middle daughter would do that. So she just needs to know that she's heard, and then she's good. She'll deal with whatever else. My wife is the exact same thing. As long as she knows she's heard and understood, she got her part out, you're good. But if she doesn't get that out, that's gonna fester. And it's gonna come out later anyway, so you might as well get a full understanding of each other. I think nowadays they call that validating. I don't believe in all that stuff, but they do need to they need to be heard. Yep, the girls will be looking for. Well, it also opens them up to believing anything because they want to believe because they didn't have that. There's so much that can go wrong when a father or a mother, but when a father's not, that's where I can speak from. When a father is not reliable, there's too much riding on him and his ability to be reliable and consistent. You want to be what your daughter is going to be looking for in a man, and you want to be the example for your son of what he needs to be for his woman. And I've seen it mess people up if it doesn't work. Yeah, you definitely don't want to censor. They need to be comfortable speaking their mind and know that they're not going to, because especially when they're developing, like my 7-year-old, we'll correct them. All right, you can't say that, but let them go, and then explain to them, like Lou said, you explain to them afterward when you're correcting. You don't want to never censor, never, ever, ever, ever. So the shape's coming in pretty decent. That's still kind of light. Let's see. I can say nothing about the camera shaking. No, that's from me. So just so you guys know, this is the reference. We're getting there. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. And because of the angle, it doesn't look. I can't do it. Because of the angle, it doesn't look. You're gonna have to trust me that I don't want to move the camera because I kind of had to prop it up today. I don't want to drop it. You have to trust me that the proportions are better than they look because they kind of look like this because they are because the angle. But that is the reference that I'm using. I had to teach my son how to box. My father taught me how to box. I was a little older than him, but it's time. It's time. Teach him how to throw a real punch. Teach him how to move. It's about time. My father was a Golden Gloves in the Air Force. I don't even remember why he was teaching me how to box. He was just teaching me. I told a story. I don't want to say it right now. I went straight to school and yeah, it wasn't good. But I learned. I learned. And I definitely listened to him. He was right. You do a lot of damage with what he was teaching me that day. I went straight to school the next day and used it. And I'm a friend too. I feel bad. I still remember that. That was bad. That was bad. Yeah, that might be. I was in Chicago. I stayed in Chicago until 22 ish, somewhere around there. You taught them the hard way. Gee, I'm not going to teach them that way. I'm going to teach them. I'm going to teach them start from scratch. Let me get rid of this. I don't know why this. I don't know where that came from. I don't know how I did that. I bet he has it. Um, let's go into 2B, 2B, 2B. Nope. I bet he has it. Those fortunate days were scared. Yeah. My son knows when he's gone too far. I mean, they're going to push the boundaries, so he knows when he's gone too far. If I raise my voice, then he's scared. But before that, the boy's fearless. Before that, he's 100% fearless. What you said is like, all right, boy, relax. You're getting a little too bold here. No, but you said that's enough. And then he's like, oh, crap, I went too far. That's when the negotiating starts. The funny thing about negotiating is my in-laws, my parents, they said that my wife was that way, so it must be in the blood because that boy will negotiate. But apparently she was like that too. And I could definitely see her doing that because she's still kind of like that. But he said he's brutal with the honesty. That's it's good and can be a problem for sure. Because sometimes, I'm not saying it's the same, but sometimes people say, well, I'm just keeping it real or whatever as an excuse to not be nice, and that's not cool. He's got to learn the difference, and he got to learn you don't have to say something just because it's quote unquote being honest or whatever. That's what I old line of not saying nothing at all if you ain't got nothing nice to say. You don't have to say it just because it's on your mind. So on the picture, this is much, much lighter, so I may have to come back and do some erasing on this. But I do want to get the shape in, so I don't have to come back to that part. You just got to figure out how to get that tact in there, man. Can he receive stuff in that way? Because if he can receive it that way, then he's not going to see anything wrong with it. But if you can give him some of that so that he feels that, that might help him. That might help him. It may help him empathize. Put it that way. So we're coming around. I'm liking this. I'm liking this more. As we dig in. The light mark here. Yeah. Yeah, Lou, you may want to go get some of these. This is nice. This is really, really nice. Really nice. I'm really liking this. darker. Need to get this darker. Well, he's made it through high school and ain't got beat up yet, so that's good. His mouth didn't get him in any real trouble. But relationship-wise, yeah, he's probably gonna have to learn a couple lessons, maybe a heartbreak or two. Force him into reconsidering his tact or figuring out proper tact. Getting a little heartbroken will help. Go ahead, that. That's one thing that will teach him. There doesn't need to be any light here. I don't know why I left the light there. No reason to have that so light. It's not going. There we go. That's good, man. That's good. That's real good. It looks like I'm going over the exact same spots. I kind of am, but there's a reason for it. When you're blending, no, you know what, we're not getting there yet. But what I'm doing is I'm setting the foundations up underneath what I'm going to be drawing on later. So I'm squinting my eyes and I'm looking at what the, for lack of better terms, undertones are. So I know, like this little spot right here, I'm going to be going back over this. So I'm trying to get these shades, these underneath shades, Right. So when I'm using the, which will probably be the 2B and the clear and the white charcoal, I won't have to go back in and shade any of these. I'm just getting all the undertones in right now. These are all, everything I'm doing right now, there's a purpose for it. Even though it looks like I'm going over the exact same things, there is a reason for them. Even when I'm going to go back over them with certain areas dark, I won't have to go back and get these lighter tones in because there are, I'm doing them now. I'm getting it all out of the way. I can't use my hands when I pull up the reference so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. I won't be able to point it out. But again, if you look at my hand, you can see veins and all that. I'm getting all of these lighter tones smoothed out so that when I go back in and do the darks, there's just a better contrast. And how I do the contrasting is what I'm doing right now, and then using my kneaded eraser for the really light. So I'll do something just so you guys can see. It's not going to be final anyway. So this is all, there's probably about 5 different tones. It's almost a full gradient on this bottom lip. When I start going back in later, you're going to see it even get lighter. I don't know if you guys can see how light that is, but I'm making it so that I can do this and you can see an actual shine. I don't know if you guys can see how big of a difference that is, but it's bringing out the lip. This isn't final. And then when I go back over with my pencil or with the charcoal pencil, again, I'm gonna smear this away right now. I'm just trying to show you guys why I keep going. It looks like I'm going over the exact same spot. When you have lines like this, oh, you can't really see that. You know, I'll bring it closer just so you guys can see that. I can bring other areas out just by doing all the shading that I'm doing right now. I'm laying in the groundwork, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to bring this closer just so you can see what I'm doing with the. I'm creating this shine on the bottom lip by constantly going over. And then I just won't touch the lightest areas, and I'll reshade. Actually, I'll use the stump. I'll use the smaller stump to go in and do these small details. And I'll show you what this is going to do later. This is just because I know it looks like I'm being repetitive, so I want to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing, so you guys can not think I'm just going over and over and over and over and over. This is a smaller version of the stump that I've been using this whole drawing. So when I come back, so this is just a preview of what I'm going to be doing later on. When I come back over these areas, if you look at the lip, I just made it shine. It's really subtle. You can't see it right now. But if you look right in the middle, this thing's heavy. That's what I'm creating all those tones so that I can make other areas stand out and create contrast. And that's just from me going over it over and over and over. Then when I'm able to use this, it pops it. It makes it come out. I'll be doing that with the eyes. I'll be doing that right here. The typical areas that shine on your face that you don't really think about, tip of your nose, parts of your eyelids, down, especially the lips, the bottom lip, almost always. The eyes is going to be really cool. But that's how I make those areas pop. But right now, I don't care about this, so I can do this. But I wanted you guys to understand why I was going over and over and over. I'm creating a ton of undertones that I don't have to necessarily draw in because I'm going to be drawing on them. This is all essentially the foundation or the base of the shading part. That's why I keep going over and over and over these. Even throughout here, I'm leaving this area light, but before I start erasing, I'm going to come back in and darken this whole thing. I'm only leaving it light so that my eyes don't catch it and make me correct stuff that doesn't need to be corrected. But I'm even dulling this out. I'll be dulling all this out and then going back through with the eraser to do the real highlighting, because this is not highlighting. This is just leaving a void. I've seen a lot of people draw and leave a void as their whites. That's not good, because you're leaving out a lot of detail for the sake of speed, and you want to be done. Well, that's usually where I usually want to be done with a drawing. So you'll see people leave it white, and then that's their idea of the light contrast. But you can get so much more out if you do shade it and then go back in and erase over it, because you can make it a much sharper contrast. And that's really important to making things pop out. The only reason why I've left all of these things so light, like I said, is so that they're there. My eye will draw to that and say, that's wrong. You need to fix this now. If I don't do this, if I don't leave that area. That's why when I first started, some of you probably heard me say, I'm going to leave this. I just did a circle like this. That's so my eye knows that that's right. And I can look at the reference and be okay. If I don't do that and I just had it dull, my eye will be thinking there's something wrong with the nose. And it's like an alarm bell. That OCD that Lou was talking about, it kicks in really strong and really bad, and it makes me want to stop. And my brain just saying, fix that, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. So I cheat by leaving open areas so that my eyes don't set off those alarms in my head and make me go back and fix things that don't need to be fixed. And there was a time where I didn't do that, and I would throw away perfectly good drawings. I've talked about that before. My teacher was so mad at me, but I was being OCD and not going through I needed a process. I hadn't had a process at that point yet. So I was ignoring or trying to ignore things that my brain won't let me ignore. And then I would think that there's something wrong with the drawing. And I've had my teacher uncrinkle a drawing and show me how to fix it. And I'd be like, oh well, I started over. She would get so mad. So I learned to cheat my brain into thinking that it's all good. That's why when I erased that whole side, I knew that drove Lou crazy. Or I knew it was going to drive him crazy. But I had to fix it. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be able to keep going. I would probably have stopped the drawing and maybe started over if I didn't fix it. I have to fix it when I see something like that. But yeah. I've thrown away so many. But in my mind, they needed to be thrown away because they weren't good. So all of this undertone, all what I'm doing now is all undertones, and they're going to help me make certain areas of the drawing pop later. And this is good. This means that I'm satisfied with at least the outline of it. This is cool because this is what I was trying to figure out how I was going to do. So I'm going to put little details in there, but the actual reference is blurred out here. So I'll make all of this semi-dark and then smear it into here, and it's going to look blurred. I think that's how I'm going to do it. I don't know. I've never done that effect. So I'm in my brain, that's how I think I'm going to do it and make it work. But I like that I don't know how to do it. So when I get there, I get there. I did I literally, there's a hole in there. You can see through it. That's hilarious. Yeah, this is awesome. So I'm gonna just wear this whole thing out and just keep doing this. But yeah, so that's why I'm going over areas, and it looks like I'm doing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And I want to do it here, here, and here, but that's still hair. And if I do that, I won't be able to see it, and my brain will say it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. It's like oh my gosh, my wife has this alarm clock. It's the iPhone, but the one she uses is the absolute most annoying ringtone for her alarm, and it goes off, and she's never in the room when it goes off. That's what my brain starts doing when I think that the drawing is wrong. It just starts going crazy, like wrong, 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 wrong. It's hard to explain. But when I say I'll go crazy if I don't fix something, my brain or my it feels like it. It's like wrong, 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 fix, 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 and it's really crazy. It's crazy how my brain just starts going off on me, trying to force me to fix something, and I know it, and the brain knows it, but it still does it. So I have to cheat. But I think I'm done for the day. I think I'm done for the day. Yeah, I'm gonna actually be doing some details next on Thursday. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna do more of what I'm doing right now, and I'm gonna start going in with white. That's gonna be cool. I'm gonna finish off with clear, especially on the eyes. Lou, you're gonna love that. When I go in with the white charcoal and the clear, nobody uses this. Nobody uses this. The clear, and then obviously most people use the white. Yeah, I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about figuring this blur out. It already is kind of looking like it. Looks like he doesn't have an ear. I'll put in some semi details. But yeah. I'm done for today. I appreciate you guys. Lou Jenkins, as always. Miss Genesis, as always. It's good to see you around more. G Will, obviously, always. You guys are all awesome. I genuinely appreciate you all for being here. And Thursday, I'm gonna actually be doing some detail, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that because I still have some shading, but not that much. I'm gonna come in here, shade this, so this will be dark. This will probably be about this dark, and then I'll come in and do the whites and the extra details. So, who else was in here? Gee, Will. Andre Dub was in here. That was pretty cool. We share music on offline. We share a lot of music. We have very similar tastes in hip hop. I believe that's everybody. So there was more people in here. I saw you guys watching. I seen you guys. There was a lot of points where we had 10, 15 people in here just watching. It's cool. It's cool. I appreciate you all. Anyway, thank you all for the support. Hopefully, I can get this other channel and be able to stream from there. I'll figure that out. I got 2 days to figure that out, so that's more than enough time. With that said, let me shut off the banner. And where's the song? Number 3. Thank you guys again. Appreciate you, man. See you Thursday.